How to get free air conditioning. I know what I just said was freaky, but I have proof that it's true. First thing you do is you get a small thermos, which is what this is. You drill some holes in the bottom of it, which is what I did. Here are your holes. And you make a big hole in the side of it based on the size of fan that you're going to use. Now, you can actually make this a DC battery operated system if you want. All you have to do is get a DC fan, and I have two of them. They are fans that plug onto DeWalt batteries, and you can take the thing and lay it down, and I could have done that on this, but I wanted just a little bit more forced air to go into this. And this is the speed setting for this fan. I put it on high. This thing goes inside a camper. What I have inside of this thermos is one big Sunny Delight citrus bottle full of water and frozen. And what happens is this blows air over this bottle of water, bottle of ice, and blows that air out these vents. They are literally unrestricted vents, so whatever goes in comes out. Now, the one thing you have to realize when you do something like this is the fact that the temperature of the air going into the unit is whatever the temperature is in the room. So you want to keep the room closed up. This is not like air conditioning where you're taking the heat out of the room. This is more or less like a chiller where you're putting cold air into the room. So you want to keep the windows closed, but you want to keep the room semi-ventilated so the heat in the room can escape out those vents. You won't be losing cold air because by nature cold air falls, or a hot air balloon would never get off the ground. Now, to give you a better understanding, like I said, here is our control for speed, and like I said, I run it on high, although right now it's showing that it's off, but I run it on high just to push enough air through there to get it out. You can run it on low if you want, but this is to show you the concept. What you do is you take some Sunny Delight bottles, which is what these are, you fill them up, you freeze them. I have this showing in a refrigerator, which was my test unit in the first place. Cold falls, heat rises. If you want to make a refrigerator that can keep cold drinks cold and never have to worry about trying to dip your hand into ice cold water to get the drinks out, this is what you do. You take those guys, you put them in the top, and you take another cooler. I had an 8-man tent one time that I didn't get the tent for 8 people to sleep in. What I got it for was one end of it was going to be a bedroom, the middle of it was going to be a diner, and the other end was going to be the kitchen. That way I never had to step outside to have breakfast, but I could go outside and enjoy the lake. Well, that concept is this concept right here. What I have is the 8-man tent, one side for freezing, one side for keeping the food dry, and a compartment over here. You close this door and you'll see a slot over here that you can either A, put packages of meat in to keep them cold, or what I do is stick sodas in there. You can lay them in sideways, you can put them in standing up. As a matter of fact, the size of this cooler is made to where you can actually take the sodas and put them behind it. And you can reach back there and pull one out just fine. It's like reaching into a soda machine with the door open and grabbing a soda. You can't see it, but you can pull it out and then you can look right at it. Well, this right here has that same concept. I wish I would have closed that door and let you see, and I'm talking about closing this door, close that door and let you see the sodas, but those guys stay cold and they stay dry. So that this concept here shows how to turn this concept here, which is what we're talking about, into a refrigerator. Just remember, the concept is the fact that this doesn't freeze, because the temperature is always from 34 degrees and up. This stuff here gets and stays cold, as you can tell by the glazing on the side of this compartment here. That is frost on the inside of it. It's that cold in there. These bottles were put in here the day before this, and when we pulled them out, I call them cartridges. I have 2 for the fridge and 2 that are in our freezer getting frozen. I put them in at noontime one day, and I pulled them out about noontime the next day, and they still had half a block of ice in each one. So this idea here lasts a long time. So you take this bottle here and you put it up in here, and then you put your fan on top to blow around this and then out. What it does is it takes whatever temperature the room is and drops it several degrees and then blows it out. I do not have any vents. I do not have any elbows. I don't have any of that crazy stuff that they talk about to put on to take care of it. If you really want this concept to go crazy on you, what you do is you get a big thermos like this one, or even bigger, and you take those bottles and you set them like this and you stack them inside of it like this right here. Close the lid, cut a hole in the side of it, or drill holes in the end of it like this. You put your fan here on the outside and have it blow down into this box full of these bottles and have it blow out here. You will be surprised at how cold it gets and how long it stays blowing cold air, because it is blowing right off a 6-pack of ice blocks. These ice blocks won't go anywhere. All you have to do is pull them out, stick them in your freezer, and start all over again. I have already proven that these guys will keep this stuff cold for almost 48 hours, and they stay dry. And I've already proven that that fan up there blowing it in here and coming out blows pretty good in the area that it's in. That is how to get really good cold air in a compartment, and this is still called a compartment up here, in a compartment to where you can enjoy cold and just processing frozen bottles and keeping them cold. That is how to get free AC into your area. Put it beside your desk if you want. Put that DC fan on top and let it blow. Talk to you later.